Hey guys, so some of you are asking how I edit my gesture pages for portfolio, and here are two methods, one that is most common and one that I personally use. You're gonna go to Windows and Adjustments, and there you'll see brightness, contrast, levels, and curves. A lot of people just head straight into brightness and contrast, but you have less control over your adjustments like this. I would prefer something like levels. Basically what this does is this arrow right here, the left arrow, controls your darkest darks, and the right arrow controls your lightest lights. And same thing goes for curves, but it's a bit more complicated. Left side controls your darkest darks, right side controls your whitest whites, and then you can do like fancy like ramps, but I like to keep it simple. I drag this to the left, and usually you can see where the brightest highlights are on the image, and then once I do that, it'll lift some of the blacks up. So I like to redarken my drawing. Something like this is fine. You can notice that this isn't exactly white. Actually, it is exactly white, but it doesn't really need to be. What we need to look out for are these like uneven spots where it has light and not white. To fix this, I just create another curves adjustment layer, and I brighten that up. When you create an adjustment layer, it creates a mask for you, and that basically means that everything white will be affected, whereas if I were to fill this in with black, it's not affected. So white is 100% effectiveness. If you have something like a gray, it's like only 50% effective. But I like to stick in black and whites. So going back, this layer is the first adjustment, and then this layer brightens up again. But I don't want it to brighten up the whole image. I only want to brighten this area where it seems darker. I'm gonna get an airbrush, which is just like a soft edge brush, and I'm just gonna color this in. Sometimes there are some parts, and I would have to make a third mask. Again, I'll turn everything black, and then I'll just use this to make the adjustments. And for most people, this is fine. You have your drawing surrounded by white, and what you could do is we'll take our background, and just to show that it will show the background underneath, I'll color it red. You can take this, and then you could take your photo, all of your adjustments, and put them in the folder, and then turn the folder's blending mode to multiply. There's some weird chroma stuff happening here, and if you don't like that, just add a black and white adjustment layer. It should turn everything grayscale. And this works. You can just export this. You can take this, you can just crop all the unnecessary things out, and you're good to go. Now what I do personally, I like to do this method. If we turn off the multiply layer again, and we only have our black and white image, I can go to channels, and here we see our red, green, and blue image. If I control left click RGB, it'll create a mask around areas that only have black. Now that we have our mask, I need to invert the selection. So I go to select, inverse, and now it should just have a mask around my areas that were black, and I could fill it in, right? And it selected these because it was a gray, so it selected 50% of it, or whatever amount of gray it was on Photoshop. This way, if I were to have like a heavily noised background, it would still work. How this works is now that the drawing has been completely isolated, you don't need to go with the airbrush and meticulously you don't need to go with air you don't need to go in with an airbrush and meticulously carve out your lines. Photoshop is a powerful image editing tool, and it can do it all for you. So if you wanted something crazy like a pink gesture, you can have that, because the only thing on this layer is the drawing now. That's pretty much it.